drop the gym, girls get validation from Pookies, but your attention and resources are needed. Validation too. They're trained to be users and consumers. It is always the case that we look at women as they always have a need, and we can solve that need. And I once played a video to demonstrate this. You don't mind me riffing. This is the riffing part of the stream. We have 2 segments left. And I got time today, just so you guys know. I got a little bit of time.
Yeah, I got
It's my first stream of the week. I played a video of several young boys. You know, we're trained simps. We have simps. We have a simp in us when we're born. And typically this is kind of also taught to us, you know, take care of your sister, watch out and protect the girls, protect the black women in your neighborhood, even though you don't have getting nothing from them. We're also trained to be simps. So I used to play a video of several boys at baseball games. They're waiting in the crowd. They brought their glove. They dreamed of this day of catching a foul ball or a home run ball. Now, they dreamed of this all their day. They brought the hat. They got the fucking glove. And then one day, it happens. They finally get the ball. A guy tosses it into the sand. Somebody hits a home run. This nigga jumps down 8 bleachers and risks his shin and his front teeth to go chase this ball. He runs down there. He gets underneath and he gets the ball. And then what does he do? He sees a little girl crying. He sees a little girl saying, I wanted the ball, and he gives it to her. These videos, I can't play them because they're a property of Major League Baseball, and they always shut down my stream when I play it. Or they copyright it and block the stream. This is an example. These are young boys, oftentimes 12, 8, 13, looking up to these Major League Baseball players. They want this thing. They dream of it. They prepared. They brought their glove. But then it happens, and the girl says, but I wanted the ball. And then he goes, oh, here you go. He worked hard. He ran down the bleachers. He brought his glove and his hat. She brought nothing. She was eating a popsicle. Oh, I want the ball. And then she gets the ball. Motherfucker's ball's going to be lost in 10 seconds. The ball's not even going to make it home. With this being said, this is an example of how young men are trained to kind of see women as sympathetic. Oh, she couldn't get to the ball fast enough, or she was too small, or I was in front of her blocking her. There was even another video of a young boy who played a deceptive trick against a woman. He actually brought his glove. The baseball player gave him a ball, and then he switched the ball and gave another woman, an adult woman, the ball. All right. But his first instinct was to get the ball and switch it and give her the other ball. That's an example of, again, this inner need for men to give women things, even though they worked hard for it and they sacrificed and they prepared for it. We have an inner need for this. We see women as sympathetic, and she couldn't get it herself, and we had to give it. This extends all the way through life. This is why Shaquille O'Neal can fucking cape for Angel Reese, even though Angel Reese is a professional basketball player and she's getting all of this money to market herself, but he gonna beat up another guy, RG3, for talking shit about her. This need for men to constantly be out here getting no benefit, but also giving women things. So thus, the programming's hard to beat. If a woman needs something, and she just says, it's hard out here, I don't have a mama or a dad, they go on dating apps and they try to finesse niggas. Oh, just send me money. They're in the Philippines. Just send me money. Just help. We do it. And then we're actually counseled and trained to do it. This does make men and women inherently not equal. If women can lean on this. Oh, I'm a victim. He left me. He impregnated me and left me. No, you alienated him and you're keeping the kids from him. Oh, he left. He was a bad guy. He was abusive. So they constantly pray and pray and pray and pray on men's vulnerability with this, because we see women as sympathetic. Cassie, for example. All right. She gets $30 million walking out the door, but she was out here hiring hookers. All right. Male hookers at that. Committing crimes. She should have been the one being in prison for this type of thing. But, you know, she's out there getting shopping sprees, getting $500,000 spent on her. Walking off with $30 million. Nobody cares. No, you know, it's just, hey, it is what it is. So men inherently have this, and most men have to fight against this. Now you have to fight against this So that if you give a woman something and get nothing in return, you're supposed to feel good for it. You're pedestalizing her. You're putting on the price. She deserves it. Hey, she was in need. Your mom will do this to you. Your sisters will do this to you. Girls will do this to you. Women who you date will do this to you. We have this inherent need for this, and they have this idea that this resources that you worked hard for belongs to them. They have access to it, and all they have to do is ask. There's no shame in it. And if you gave it to them, here's the thing. Most of the time, if you give it to them and they didn't ask for it, they will say, well, I didn't ask him to give it to me. You gave it to me. I never told you to give it to me. These type of things. So they're kind of deceptive in that, where they're not even sympathetic to you giving it to them. Well, I didn't ask you to give it to me. You ever been in that situation where you're like, baby, I bought you this and that, and I did this and that, and I took you on trips and vacations. I bought you purses and handbags and computers and bikes. Well, I didn't ask you to do it. But she certainly benefited from it. See, these are the things that we have to understand happens. For us, men that say they don't pay in a variety of ways like this, right? You don't realize that you're doing it. It's the validation, it's the attention, it's the money, it's the time. These are the things that we give inherently to them. Our hard time, our hard-earned money, and the time that we use to get that money. Oh, by the way, you don't mind me riffing. This is another example right here. And black men got it bad for this. They're the ones, black and Indian men got it really, really bad for this. And I would say Asian men to an extent. This is an example right here. We showed you this right here earlier. This guy right here. He's a football player for the Houston Texans. What is the first thing you do? Well, she's hungry. And these men are trying to tell him, nigga, what? Like, what? You're here to sign autographs for these 5,000 people out here. Well. And so he's inherently, she asked to eat, let's stop the show. Again, he's going to say, I don't pay, I'm investing. You see what I mean? This is where men have to fight against it. And then when we fight against this type of programming, where we say, well, these women don't deserve this, these women don't deserve that, and we'll give you a reason why, then they call us misogynists, haters, we hate women, we've been hurt. And all we're trying to do is say, hey, listen, you can do that with someone else, but for me, I'm going to get something first. All right, you're going to put your mouth on my damn head. You're going to do that. You're going to suck on this first. Right? You're going to suck on this first, and I'll give you something. Well, I don't know. I would never do that. Okay, I would never give you money for nothing. Go kick rocks. So this is the simping. This is the Shaquille O'Neal, Angel Reese Defense Force shit. Like, this is terrible. Like, why does she deserve? Who is she tackling next season? How many tackles she fixing to get? None. How many catches she gonna get? None. How many touchdowns she fixing to score? 0. But this is the inherent inner validation, inner pedestalizing of a person who is doing what? You have to define that. What is he doing? Well, this is my rib, coach. You have to understand, this is my rib. This is, again, the inner programming, inner simp that we are born with and we're also marketed with. And you have to understand this. We've been marketed this for nearly 25 years of our lives. Before we're told anything else, we're told this. For 25 years of our formative years, of our brainstem developing and hardening, while we're at our full testosterone peak, while we are at our full ability to capture arousal, we're constantly told black men need to protect black women. Like, why? Why? Because these bitches can't keep a man. That's why. Because the only women you're supposed to be protecting are your mother, your daughter, and the woman that has produced that daughter. That's it. That's how most communities work. And that is the responsibility of those individuals. Those are the only 3 women you extend protection to. Any other bitch is on her own. Why you don't have a man? See, in some of these Islam states, the woman can't leave the house without a man because there's nobody to protect her. And then they say you got to leave the house for your father or your brother or your husband. That's it. If you leave the house without them 3, well, then when you get whomped upside the head, that's on your motherfucking part. That's your fault. You should have left with 1 or 3 of these men. Your brother, your father, and or your husband. That's who protects you. That's who protects black women. But these women can't keep a woman. They go through a series of 25 to 50 men, and then these bitches out here running around here free roaming like the buffaloes and shit in Wyoming. And now when they get motherfucking oops upside the head, we supposed to do something.